mosquito repellent to keep the people in Uganda from getting bit by mosquitoes while they are sleeping and developing malaria. The bed net will be a simple netting hung from the ceiling of their homes over their beds. The net is simple because we want to make sure that it can be cheap and easy to use. For the repellent, we are using fabric softener sheets. According to our research, this is an easy way to repel mosquitoes. We will give each family a box of fabric softener sheets with their bed net. We will start with one fabric softener sheet sewn onto the net, but then we will teach the men and women how to sew other fabric softener sheets onto their net when it gets holes. This way they will be able to repair the holes that will come over time, and they will be able to repel the mosquitoes at the same time.
Malaria is a serious and sometimes fatal disease transmitted by mosquitoes. You cannot be vaccinated against malaria. Malaria precautions are essential to avoid mosquito bites by covering up with clothing such as long sleeves and long trousers, especially after sunset. Using insect repellents on exposed skin, and when necessary, sleeping under a mosquito net. Across the country, anywhere from 19,000 to more than 70,000 children die more than 70,000 children under 5 die of malaria each year. People spending time outdoors, including sleeping outside, are a higher risk for malaria. In Uganda, malaria is the leading cause of mortality. According to the Ministry of Health, the disease accounts for 25 to 40% of the outpatient visits to health facilities and is responsible for nearly half of inpatient pediatric deaths. Uganda's significant progress in reducing child mortality and malaria may be threatened by a growing disparity between health centers funded by Uganda's corruption-racked government and those operated by non-government organizations or NGOs. Uganda is one of the poorest nations in the world, with 37.7% of the population living on less than $1.25 a day. With Uganda being so poor and the corruption alongside of it, the people of Uganda struggle with so much. They can't afford the proper necessities to protect themselves from the disease that is killing off so many people each year. And this is why we chose to build a protection from malaria with mosquito nets.
One of the implementing concerns that we have with the program is the cost of the intervention. We understand the population that we are working with is a poor population, and we did not want to burden them with a high price fix for the health issue. We decided to use inexpensive material to build the mosquito net, and we wanted to give the population a very cheap sewing kit that they can use to repair for damages. This allows for maintenance costs for the mosquito net to be very low. Another concern that we have is also how are we going to get the people to use the mosquito net. We didn't want to give them the net and have them throw it away and not use it. We decided that as a part of the intervention, we will set up the net for them. We'll go into their homes and show them how to hang it up, how to take it down, and how to repair it if any damages happen. We wanted the nets to be easy for people to use.
We faced many barriers while doing this project. One was getting the people to use the bed net we have developed, as said before. We'll try to overcome this barrier by teaching the people in Uganda about malaria and teaching them that one of the most effective ways to stop its spread is through those bed nets. Also, we want to teach them about the fabric softener sheets aiding in this process and how these simple techniques can help save their families. I'm sure many of them know someone who has died from malaria, so we can help them understand how their friend or family member's death could have been prevented by something like this. Hopefully that will help them understand the great importance of our project. Another barrier we faced is having people use our project correctly. It does no good if the bed net is not hung completely covering the bed or if it gets holes. One way we will overcome this barrier is by teaching people how to properly hang their bed nets so that mosquitoes can't get in. Also, we'll teach them how to sew the dryer sheets onto their bed net when it gets full so the mosquitoes still can't get through. One major barrier we faced is trying to make our project cost effective so that we could distribute as many nets as possible through fundraising. We overcame this barrier by trying to make the bed nets simple. We were originally going to have it hang on a ring, but we realized this would add to the cost, so we got rid of the ring. Another thing we did was try to find a solution for repellent that can serve as a repellent and a way to fix holes on the net. Most homemade repellents include spices that could be hard to replace once they run out. This is another reason we decided on the fabric softener sheets, so they could have a lot of them and hopefully not have to get replacements. Altogether, each kit would cost about $6, including the bed net, a box of fabric softener sheets, and a small sewing kit. Hopefully this price is low enough so that we could afford to make lots of bed nets and distribute them to families in Uganda.